Hello! Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully today's video will be short and sweet. I'm going to be walking you through what's on my iPhone and just kind of how I use my iPhone to serve me. Yeah, let's just get into it. First of all, I use like a clear case and then like a glass cover on the front. I just feel like it's clean that way. I like things to be clean, and sometimes it's annoying having purple because it doesn't go with every outfit, but it's fine. We're gonna be looking more at the inside. So my screen is my grandma as Cruella de Vil. I believe I was a Dalmatian this year when I was like 4. Don't care that Ethereum's up, leave me alone. Okay, so this is my home screen, which you're seeing now. It is the only screen that I have. I don't have any other, you can't swipe to anything else. I mean, this is it. This is the only screen that I have. The reason that I do it that way is because I just like everything to be right in front of me. All of the things that I need daily are very, very, very easily accessible, and everything that is more for like entertainment purposes or social media is in a folder thing. So it just makes that, having things in folders like that makes me be more intentional when I'm opening it, which seems like a small thing, but just having that extra step of having to go into another folder rather than just click on the big icon, it actually makes a big difference. Then having the bigger icons be the things that I actually want to focus on more, like my calendar, Duolingo, Planet Fitness, my gym app, the New York Times, and the weather. It makes me look at those things first rather than Instagram, Facebook, having those kind of be like the bigger icons. So I have my clock here in the upper left corner. The reason I have the clock as like a bigger icon is because I use it a lot for timing myself. I use Pomodoros, which were made famous by the productivity planner, which is timing yourself for 25 minutes of work and then resting for 5 and then going back into it. So I do use a timer for a lot of the work that I do to make sure that I'm taking enough breaks. And then of course my alarm clock is also in there. Photos, I like to have that as a bigger icon because I use it a lot. I actually use it a lot for work related purposes, so it's easy to have it accessible there, but I also just like having quick access to my photos because photos make me happy. And then you'll see I have my calendar I made as a bigger widget. And the way to insert widgets into your iPhone, I did not know this until very recently. You go to the search, you swipe to the left into the search bar, and then you can just hold one of the widgets down, say edit home screen, and then you could drag it into your home screen. I'm not gonna do that, that's a big widget. The calendar app and the weather app were both in the widget area, so I really like to have my calendar a little bit bigger so I know what's coming up for the day. Right now it just says Fiona Peaches because that is what I'm doing right now. I'm watching my friend Fiona's dog Peaches, and I believe that I've pretty much done everything else for the day. It'll usually say the tasks that I'm supposed to be working on right now. The next thing we have is the camera. I do like to have the camera easily accessible because pictures happen a lot, and a lot of times I will just do the swipe down thing here and use it this way, but I also like to have it on my home screen. Duolingo I have as a bigger icon, like I said, because I do Duolingo every day. I'm on like a 376 day streak or something ridiculous like that. It's definitely a priority for me, so that's why it's just a little bit bigger. Then we have our socials here. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, WhatsApp, FaceTime, and Zoom. I really, really like having my social media, like I said, in a folder like that because it really does create that extra step of having to go in and open it. And sometimes even just having that reminds me, do I need to be doing this right now? Do I need to be mindlessly scrolling? Do I have a purpose? Do I have an intention for going to one of these apps, or am I just gonna shut my brain off? So that's why I keep all of my socials in one spot. And then I have my entertainment, which includes music, TV, streaming, books, and astrology. For music, I have Spotify, Amazon Music, and just Apple Music. I predominantly use Spotify, but I also share the account with my mom, so if she's using Spotify, I'll use Amazon Music. Hulu, I am always watching Housewives or Vanderpump Rules on my Hulu app on my phone while I'm working. If I'm doing mindless work, if I like need to be using my brain, I'm not watching TV, but I just send a lot of emails, copied and pasted over and over again every day, so it's nice to be a little stimulated. Prime Video, I don't typically use this too much, but I like to have it because I have my own movies on Prime Video, so if I want to watch myself, I can. I honestly, I do think I downloaded it to watch one of my own movies when it came out and then haven't touched it since, but whatever. I really do try to have only things that I need on my iPhone, and any app that I don't use, I've deleted, so maybe I'll think about deleting Prime Video. YouTube, obviously, I use YouTube, but in terms of how I use YouTube on my phone is not really related to making YouTube videos. I do all of that work on my computer, so again, I like to have the extra step between opening my phone and selecting YouTube because I could just really obsess over my own channel. I like to have a little bit of a boundary with it. Goodreads, anytime I finish a book, I will mark it as read, and anytime I see a book that I want to read, I'll put it on there. You can follow me on Goodreads. I'll put my account in the description below. Book of the month, also book related. I actually just got my September book, so I'm excited about that. And then the YouTube Studio, that again, I try not to do my own YouTube channel on my phone. I try to do it more on my computer, but if I'm on the go and I want to check analytics on something, it's just there for me, buried deep in my entertainment folder. And then CoStar, just because I like it and I don't want to delete it even though I don't use it that much. It's really hidden there, so that's good. Then I have my drives, which is basically just my files and my Google Drive. Occasionally I have to access files, but I don't really that much on my phone, so that's why it's in its own little folder. The New York Times, I try to read the news every day, so that's why it's a bigger icon. Recently though, like the news is it just makes me anxious, so I try to be selective of times when I read the news. And then finance, I'm not gonna like go in and like share all of my like financial accounts, but it's basically all of my bank accounts and stuff for money that I have in one folder. Planet Fitness is the gym that I go to, so I have to like scan in my barcode when I go in, so it's just really easy to access there. Home, these are all my apps related to home care. So Planta is this app that tracks when to water my plants. Smart Things and Smart Life are we have these light bulbs that we control on our phones. They're in our bathroom, our office, our bedroom, and our living room, and so we can control brightness, we can turn them on and off, we can change their color, they can literally be any color ever, so that's cool. And then we can also, the windmill air is our 2 ACs. We can turn the air on 20 minutes before we get home, so the house is cooled, but you don't have the air running the whole time, so that's really cool. I like that. And then Amazon, if there's any home things that I need from Amazon. I try not to use Amazon too much, but I don't always succeed, which is part of the problem out here. And then I have my acting folder, which is basically IMDb, IMDb Pro, this line learner app, and then my voice memos I actually put in there because I realize the only time I use my voice memos is when I'm learning a song for an audition or film that I'm doing. Ugh, there's a bug. Travel, this is mostly car services that I never use because I can't afford them. We have Lyft, Curb. Curb is amazing if you live in New York. It's always cheaper than Lyft and Uber. NJ Transit, just in case I need it to go to New Jersey to visit my family, but I do have a car now, so thankfully I haven't been on the NJ Transit in a while, and I've been loving life. Uber, City Bike, which is also another, I don't know if it's just a New York City thing, but you basically just rent a bike. I think it's a subway fare for the first half hour, and then they start adding stuff on. I don't particularly enjoy biking in the city. It makes me anxious. In this city, maybe another city, like, I know Amsterdam is very bike friendly. I don't know, this city just freaks me. One time I was walking down the street and I saw a bunch of ambulances and like half a bike on the ground with a lot of blood on the street, and ever since I saw that I was like, I'm never riding my bike in the city. Via, which actually doesn't work in New York anymore, so I'm deleting that. Bye! My MTA, that kind of tracks the trains and their actual location. Sometimes Google Maps just like does not do the trick, and so my MTA will actually tell you where each train is. Google Maps, when you're in the city, it's great to have, but also I feel like even if you're not in the city, like we all rely on Google Maps now, and then just regular maps. And then Airbnb, which I can actually, move to the front because, come on, man. With our upcoming trip to Europe, we booked a lot through Airbnb. Settings, I have as a big app because I feel like you have to access that pretty frequently. The weather, I check the weather a lot. I just like how it kind of like changes colors based on what the actual weather is. So if it's really cloudy, it'll be gray, and if it's sunny, it'll be blue, I guess. I like having the weather front and center. I don't think it actually updates the weather to this extent when it's the smaller icon, and I really like having that. So I'm aware of what the weather's like. And then we have the App Store, which I also have as a bigger icon. Utilities, I have notes, calculator, find my iPhone, and contacts in there. And then on the bottom, I have the phone, I have Safari, I have Gmail, and I have my messages. And that's it. I deleted a lot of the apps that came with the iPhone that I don't use. Anything that comes on an iPhone that's not on my iPhone, I've deleted, just because after 2 years of not using it, I don't really want it to take up space on my phone. I really only have apps on my phone that I use, and I find that having them in these folders really creates a situation where I have to be more intentional. It's a small thing, it's a small step, but it really does cause me to have more intention when I go into it. And then having the ones that are a little bit more focused on my priorities in the forefront as their own icons is really helpful. So I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have a different way of organizing. For so long I did not like having folders for my stuff. I just was like, ew, that's gross. But now I'm like, wait, this is awesome. So this mosquito. If you have a lot of apps and you have 5 different screens, it might be time to clean house, is all I'm gonna say. That's what's on my iPhone. I don't really want to make this video more complicated than it is, and just to hear the sound of my own voice. The main takeaway from it is that I make use of the folders, and I really like having just the one screen. I don't like having to swipe 4 different pages to find what I'm looking for. I just feel like I know where everything is, and if I have to take an extra step to do something, it really makes me think twice about why I'm going in there and if I need to be, and that's great because mindless scrolling is killing us. We're dying. So I'm just one of those people that I hate having like unread stuff. I'm tracking this mosquito. It's driving me crazy. And so if I have any notifications, it's just on one screen and I don't have to like flip through to find where all my notifications are. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Oh, I also have an iPhone 11. Bye.